This is problem number 5 from the section 2.4 homework. This one is tricky, okay? An insecticide contains 96 centigrams of inert ingredient for every 1 centigram of active ingredient. If a quantity of the insecticide weighs 776 centigrams, how much of each type of ingredient does it contain? Okay, first of all, let's figure out what they mean by this. What this means, okay, is it's basically saying the amount of overall insecticide is equal to the amount of inert, which is basically just filler stuff. It might be water, the part that doesn't kill insects. The amount of overall insecticide equals the amount of inert plus the amount of active ingredient. Okay, so we take the water, we mix it with a concentrated insecticide, and we have the amount of overall insecticide. Okay, now what this is saying is that there are 96 centigrams of inert for every 1 centigram of active. Okay, well that means 96 out of every, that's going to be 97 total centigrams. This is the amount of inert, this is the amount of active, this is the amount of overall weight I would have when I mix these together. Okay, so we can set this up as a proportion. All we have to do is to be consistent. If I take the amount of inert, compare that to the amount I have total. So I'm just going to set this up. I just need to be consistent. Inert over the total amount. Okay, this is just showing the relationship. So I'm given that 96 centigrams out of every 97 centigrams is inert. Okay? So if I also want to find out, because this relationship is going to stay the same, if I'm going to double the mixture, I would multiply both of these by 2, multiply them by 3 if I wanted to triple the mixture, and so on. I know that the total amount that I have is 776. I put that in the bottom because it's the total amount, and I'm keeping the total amount the same on both sides. What I don't know is the amount of inert ingredients I have. Now, when you have a fraction by a fraction, we know that we can multiply both sides by the reciprocal. I could multiply both sides by 776 and see what I get. But when you have a simple fraction equal to a simple fraction, we are allowed to cross multiply. What I do is 97 times x is equal to 96 times 776. It does not matter what order you multiply first, you're going to end up the same place. Now 96 times 776 is 74,496, and this equals 97x. Okay, let's divide both sides by 97. And we get x is equal to 768. Okay, so what is it I've just found? I set up inert over amount. I could have done active over amount. It doesn't matter. This is the amount of inert in our large amount of insecticide. So what I have found is that there are 768 centigrams of inert ingredients. So how much does that leave me to be active? Well, I had a total of 776 centigrams. 768 of those were inert, which leaves me 8. All I've done is take the total amount subtracted away the amount of inert ingredient, and that left me with 8. So that tells me that I have 8 centigrams of active ingredient. This is tricky. There are other ways to work this, but this is usually the easiest way to get it done. Does it make sense? Well, I did answer both parts. We were asked how many of each type. These are measurements. I cannot have a negative amount, so no negative numbers, that's good. I also could not get numbers larger than 776 because that's what I have total. Fractions would have been okay here, but this is overall a reasonable answer.